Welcome back, everybody. Another gloomy day here in Eastern Virginia. The rain has stopped for the moment, but they say it will pick back up here in a couple of hours. We'll have sort of a semi dry day tomorrow, Saturday, but Sunday it comes right back, and uh, we really have standing water pretty much everywhere. All the campsites are just full up 2 or 3 inches of muck, so we're gonna have to just do some stuff inside. I'm gonna clean the camping gear up and everything today, and maybe look through some of the supplies and take y'all along with the journey. Okay, let's go through some of the stuff that I tend to carry for a camper's toolkit, so to speak. Certainly not an exhaustive list, and it's just as personal priorities or preferences, just like anybody else. But I guess it goes without saying that gloves is probably a very important thing. I've watched a number of videos where guys, girls, campers, hikers have all gotten hurt because they weren't wearing gloves. It's easy to get cut, anything else, skin pinched. You're going to be dealing with hot stuff, like if you're in a hot tent. But some of the other stuff that you'll definitely be dealing with is you're going to have a decent set of cookware. After you use your cookware, you're going to have a way to clean it. So you want to carry some of these little Brillo pads, stick stoves, alcohol stove attachment. You're going to have spatulas, sporks, all sorts of things. Okay, let's talk about fuel and the various ways that you might cook dinner. Hot tents tend to have a DIY stove or one of the stoves that you can buy from like Lux or Wild West or Winter Well, G stoves. But fuel to start things, obviously you got your age-old standby sterno, which has been used for a long time. You've got the Espets from Germany, pretty handy, solid fuel cubes, and they've been around a very long time. So I've used them quite a bit. They will do a good job on some water, and you can see the time that it takes to boil 1 pint. My personal favorite, is the Duraflame Fire Start cubes. They are incredible, as long as they are not in a lot of wind. As it is with a lot of things, you want to have a wind skirt. Another really incredible thing, fire starter, is Pine Mountain Extreme Start. Oh my goodness, they will get a fire going, even in windy conditions. They're all purpose, use indoor, outdoors, paper wrap, portable, and the way these things light is, you don't have to take it out of the paper, just light the ends, and off it'll go. Okay, moving along with fuel again. This is denatured alcohol, and as you can see, it's a glass cleaner for your glasses or anything else. It's clean burning fuel for marine stoves. It will really work pretty good. And this little cup looking device here that goes into your stick stove, or you just lay it on the ground, make a little impression in the ground. But this works really good. Then there is Jetboil pocket rockets. They come in many different sizes and styles. This is a smaller one. This is a slightly larger one, and this will really boil some water, cook your food up right quick. These pocket rockets come with these little tiny cases. Some of them do, and it'll fold right up in there and keep it safe. Okay, let's talk about ways to cut up firewood and process the stuff. You can have hatchets, you can bring axes. This particular device is a Japanese hand saw. You can have bow saws. You can have a device that looks like this. It is a survival type saw, and it just has a paracord attached to it. So it's all sorts of ways to process wood and cut it up. And let's talk about a magnifying glass. I know as kids, I'm sure we all experimented with that. Will it start a fire? Oh yeah, it'll start a fire. You know, sunny conditions and whatnot, and you have some dry tinder, make you a little bird's nest, a little cotton ball soaked in something. Oh yeah, it'll start a fire. You got this neat little thing here. So stores waterproof matches. Really a great idea. Of course, you can always carry the regular type of matches. All right, your glasses. Think about, for those of us that wear glasses, you want to have a case. Okay? You want to have a way to clean your glasses. Because there's nothing worse than not being able to see anything. Okay, let's think about ways that you could light your tent up, or even having some light to work in. I mean, there's headlamps, flashlights. Might be a good idea to have a signaling device, unless you're in that stealth camp mode. Here's a little device that I think is really neat. I call it the traveling light switch, the floating light switch, and it just literally just turns on just like a light switch. Having the tent with you, have some batteries with you. Okay, this thing right here can be charged by the sun. It can be charged with electricity, and it will recharge your cell phones and any number of things. Something I like to carry with me to go along with that is your cell phone adapter, and just some other things. Communications. You definitely want to think about ways of, helping you if you get lost or hurt or something like that. Well, here's a little portable ham radio. This one's particular 2 meters, but your cell phone's important. You have GPS type things, Garmin's. So, just really give some thought as to, how you want to do this, and carefully before you really step out in the woods for the first time. Practice it, know what you're doing. Okay, let's talk about kind of things of comfort. I know around the house and at work and stuff like that, we all get stomach aches. We get little cuts and headaches and everything like that. You go out in the backyard and mosquitoes are a problem and all that kind of stuff. Your hands get cold, your feet get cold. Well, there's always the favorite mosquito spray, and then there's tick spray and everything like that. I found these little things. Actually, my wife found these things, and they're called Buggables, mosquito repellent wipes. And you just take them out and wipe them on your hands, your face, your arms, or anything else that's exposed. And of course, it goes without saying about the old standby hand warmers and foot warmers and whatnot. And there's Caladril, Clear, all that kind of stuff. Aleve, aspirin, Gold Bond type stuff for skin irritations, poison ivy, all this kind of stuff. But these are just things to, think about. And this neat little thing, we saw this on TV. I don't know, it was one of those shows that talks about the military and all that kind of stuff. Well, it's called Stops Bleeding. And according to this thing, it is supposed to stop pretty much anything, even arterial bleeding. Used generously. It's like comes in a powder. It's two pouches, and it just does sprinkle on there. You can see the back, FDA cleared, clinically proven, published in major medical journal, proved to stop arterial bleeding, and it is put out by a company called coagmedical.com. So, and I'm hoping that I never have to use this, but very interesting. I've seen this on some of the shows that talk about how they treat battlefield injuries and whatnot. So it'd be kind of interesting to find out more about it. But something else to consider: you're going out into the woods or any place that, as we've been talking about here for days now, it's wet, it's nasty. Plastic as a ground sheet, a tarp, anything that could help you keep yourself dry, because nothing worse than being wet and miserable, cold. So, give some thought to that kind of stuff. And like I said, everything you've seen me talk about here, certainly not an exhaustive list. And I know if you guys comment, girls, folks like to camp, hike, you could probably add a great much to this list or even take away. But another thing that I like to carry is this little bag chest bivy or waist bivy. You know, it's kind of like a fanny pack, camping fanny pack, but you can put your knife on there. You can put your other little pouches. You can put multi-tools on it. This is very personable. It really depends on how you want to treat it, man. So, you just kind of think about how you want to do things and everything. And like I said, remember a first aid kit. All that's kind of really cool. So we'll move on from there and see what we can find else we can talk about real quick. You see these large Duraflame log things. These things will burn about 1.5 hours. They come in different sizes and stuff, but I use these quite a bit in the old DIY stove for the tent. Like I said, I have a brand new one coming, the 3W titanium from Lux Tents. Should be arriving here in a few days, and we'll break that in. But if you're trying to want to start a fire and keep the smoke down to a minimum, these things do a really good job. Okay, we're going to wrap this video up, and as you can see, our Lux tents, our Coleman cots, our Teton gear, and some of the other stuff that we keep stored in our little camp shed here and tool shed. We're hoping that the Virginia weather will soon stop raining, man. It's just non-stop rain, and it is really creating problems. The tent will stand up to the rain, but trying to lay down in it, even if you try to put a cot on this soft ground, next thing you know, it's done sunk 4 or 5 inches, and it's just not good. Hoping that we get some winter weather pretty soon. So you guys, thanks for coming, stopping by. Dave Collier Camping. Like, comment, subscribe. I look forward to your comments, and let me know if you have a page, man, because I really would like to, see how you do things. You know how that is. You can always learn from somebody. Take care, man.